Are we going to miss them that badly? Can we win with the key players that we have? So, but the key for me really is, one, we're coming off a win, and two, this is a winnable game.
Yes, I agree. I was looking back at the Rams, the last two games. They barely beat the Panthers. They got up early. The Panthers came back, made it a game, scoring 14 points in the fourth quarter to make it a 3-point game. Rams won that game away. I believe that was at Carolina. They won it. The Rams won it 30-27. Jared Goff was 23 for 39 for 186 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Todd Gurley carried 14 times in that game for 97 yards, and Malcolm Brown actually had 11 carries, 53 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Then last week, in a game that I was paying very close attention to because they're going to play the Browns and because I actually have Jared Goff as one of my fantasy quarterbacks on one of my teams, Goff was 19 for 28, a little bit more efficient there, 283 yards, 1 touchdown. Todd Gurley again carried the load, 16 carries, 63 yards, and a touchdown. But if you're and they ended up beating the Saints 27-9 in a game that they knocked out Drew Brees. So Teddy Bridgewater was in there, who just played as good, I guess, as you could be as for a backup going into a game that you unexpected to play. Couple things.
Go ahead.
Couple things about the Browns. A few things. I am very optimistic about this game. I know there's a couple things that we have that are some variables that we have going on. We are playing a little bit beat up. We've got some injuries. Kirksey's out, Njoku's out, obviously. And then you've got Demarius Randall in concussion protocol. Kendall Lamb, backup tackle, is out. And then you've got the soft tissue stuff that I'm actually a little bit more concerned, because these are things that can be nagging over a long period of time, with Greedy Williams and Denzel Ward both listed as questionable, extremely questionable, with Adam Schefter yesterday even saying that they're not expected to play Denzel Ward. I don't know if there's smokescreen. I don't know if there's some magic Mr. Miyagi stuff that they can put on his hamstring to get him ready. But either way, we've got our two best corners that even if they play, they're going to be not at 100% against a Rams team that is thirsty to throw the ball. So I am concerned slightly about that. Dad, you're off camera, just so you know.
Go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
that's where we stand. Yes. Okay.
My 5 key factors are the same as we started at the beginning of the season. The game plan. Are we going to have a balanced attack? We got to run the ball as many times as we pass. Hopefully not, falling behind that we have to pass. And a good defense, you must adjust and take what the defense gives you. I watched the Notre Dame game last night, and Notre Dame had a chance to come back and win the game. They were down 17-23, and they had a chance to score the winning touchdown, go and win the game. And they had the ball, long story short, they had the ball first down on Georgia's 40-yard line with 2 minutes to go in the game. And the defense is going to take away the sidelines because they're working against the clock.
Yeah.
And they're going to take away the deep pass because they don't want to get beat with a deep touchdown. So the middle short is going to be wide open. And they did not do that. They could have just had 3 guys go straight down the middle, turn around at 10 yards, and at 5 yards you throw the ball, and the defense has no chance to react other than tackle the guy. And you had plenty of time to do that 2 or 3 times. You get to the 15-yard line, and you have 4 plays from the 15-yard line to throw it in the end zone and win the game. That's, if you gave that to Notre Dame at the beginning of that drive, they would have said, great. And they went 4 plays and out from the 40-yard line and had a desperation as he was falling backwards, trying to throw it. So you've got to take what the defense gives you, and I hope Baker does that tonight. If LA does a certain thing, then hopefully the coaches will recognize it, and then he'll go with the short stuff and take advantage of it. Throw deep every once in a while. Get Odell in the game, Landry in the game. Scare him with the deep pass.
Yep.
But then throw underneath and move the chains. Move the chains.
Yes. Well, did you see Baker's tweet 3 hours ago? All caps. I want First Energy Stadium rocking tonight. Spread the word. Cleveland, make them feel our passion. So I think some of the things that we have going for us are this. I think that we have 2 games under our belt. They were both admittedly not sharp. Definitely the first game where we beat ourselves with penalties. Tennessee's a terrible team. They're proving themselves to be terrible. We ended up beating ourselves that game, and I think it's very apparent. Second, coming off the Jets game, it's something to build upon. We got that first like Heisman moment between Baker and OBJ with the 89-yard touchdown, so we got a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, 2 of them. One that first drive.
Oh yeah, the one-handed pass.
One-handed, and then the long play.
Yes, so we have that mojo is there. Now it's about getting Jarvis involved. It's about establishing Nick Chubb really early.
Right.
And then not forcing it to Odell. You know what? It made me think back because I've noticed this nervous energy that we're seeing with Baker early on, and it reminds me a lot of when LeBron James came to the Miami Heat. If you remember, I was living in South Florida at the time, and I was obviously watching what was going on. The Heat were not good in the beginning. Right. When LeBron came. And I think that's because they were still trying to figure out who they were as a team. You had this team that was mostly run by Dwayne Wade. Then you add Chris Bosh and you add LeBron, who's basically the face of the league at that point. And they didn't get off well because the chemistry hadn't been created yet. The on-court chemistry hadn't been created yet. And I think that's what's going on with the Browns right now. They've got so much talent, but they haven't perfected that talent where they know every note that the other player is going to play at any given time. And that takes time to generate. So sure. I don't expect them to be hitting on all cylinders right now. The other thing that I think is really interesting, if you saw what happened today with the Ravens game, Lamar Jackson came right back down to earth. You put Lamar Jackson up against 2 JV NFL teams with the Arizona Cardinals and the Miami Dolphins, and Lamar Jackson looks like Joe Montana plus Michael Vick plus everything, manna coming down from heaven. That's Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is who he is. He's not going to change. The same thing's going to happen to Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is not the guy that you saw in the first 2 games.
Let's hope he's a lot better tonight.
Yes, I mean, he's a much better quarterback. He likes these primetime games. If we don't beat ourselves with penalties, I think there's 3 things that we have to worry about. Don't get injured. No more injuries. Don't have penalties. Don't kill yourself with 18 penalties and close to 200. You can't win a game like that. 2B, the letter B, would be turnovers. We got to start getting turnovers on defense. Where do they go? What happened to all those turnovers? Maybe was it Greg Williams last year? I don't know, but with no turnovers, and then the 4th thing, we gotta convert on special teams. If we kick the field goals and convert on special teams, and can we please make our extra points? We do that stuff. I think we can score points with the LA Rams. I think our defense can hold them, but man, it's going to be, if I'm Jared Goff and that receiving core, I'm licking my chops right now thinking that I can go nuts. But the equalizer will be if we put pressure on Goff and bump him around. He's still a young quarterback. He could get flustered. It is a primetime game. It is away, and we've got a good defense. So I think we got to put the defensive line has to step up for the damaged defensive backs.
Right. We can't give up big plays. Got to keep the ball in front of us. I don't want us playing 30 yards deep like Jamil Peppers was last year.
Jabril.
That doesn't make any sense. We got to play aggressive. We got the talent. We got the guys. The Steelers are losing 10-6 in the 3rd, so they're going to go 0-3. Cincinnati lost, so they're 0-3. Baltimore lost, so they're 2-1.
Yep.
We
So
win this game tonight.
we're
We're
in first
2-1.
place. We're first place in the
Right,
division. First
right.
place in the division.
And
Going into
we
what game?
Baltimore next week, and I'll be at that game.
Yes,
So,
nice. So we'll have to figure out a way that we can get you. If nothing else, maybe we have you call in, and I'll just call you live and we'll talk about it. I'll just put your picture on there and you just talk to me live on the phone.
I'm in Delaware, and Bethany Beach, Delaware. So we'll be driving. It's a good 2-hour drive back after we get out of the stadium and whatnot, depending on whether we stay to the end. It's a close game, or whether it's a blowout one way or the other. So I could probably talk to you, over the phone on the way home.
Okay, great. Well, let's give out some shout outs to the chat. Gamey Cactus, here we go. Brownies, here we go. Woof woof. We can win this game as long as we don't beat ourselves defensively and have to get the penalties in check. Good minds think alike. We'll likely need our defense to win this one for us. Donald is going to wreak havoc on our O-line, so Baker's going to have to play smart. It's obvious how bad our O-line misses Zeitler. Okay, one point about that, I would say that statistically speaking, they are giving him time. They actually have they're giving him the most amount of time, 2.5 seconds. Most amount of time to throw the ball of any quarterback in the NFL. So now I will preface that by saying if it doesn't matter if you're giving him that much time if there's a penalty on every other play because you're holding guys, right? So you got to, if they're playing well and within the rule set, then very good. But I think that there's promise on the offensive line. Which we haven't proved it yet, and this is a perfect game to prove it because you basically got to stop one guy. I'm not worried about old Clay Matthews. I'm worried about Aaron Donald, right? And I think he's banged up a little bit. I believe. Yeah. I believe he is. So
and Hubbard is questionable too. So we may have to have a substitute in there too. So
we've been picking up guys offensive line guys for the practice squad. Practice squad offensive line guys scare me, but
everybody is. A couple of linemen went down today on different teams.
Jeez.
So Barkley in the Giants game early on took a shot and had to go in the 10.
Did he?
Yeah, Daniel Jones looked very sharp. First couple of series, running, throwing. Mm-hmm. They were losing 28 to 14 or something at half, but they've come back. He must have done something because the score I think is 28-24. They're back in the game with 8 minutes to go in the third. Steelers still look at losing 10-6, and Saints are killing the Seahawks. That's a surprise, 27-7. And the Cardinals are hanging in there against the Panthers. They're doing good.
Yeah.
They're losing to the Panthers 28-20. So,
good. Just also want to say hi to Browns fan 1977. I want to say hi to Best Impact, who says Baker needs to trust Ratley more. He beats his man one-on-one more often than not. Gamey Cactus says, I wish we would have kept Greg Williams somehow. And then he says, what's up? What's going on, man? And then Aaron Ashby, Browns 24, Rams 21 in overtime. So assuming he's saying we're going to kick a field goal in over that, imagine how amazing that would be. Is if we took it to overtime and then we kicked a field goal to win an overtime game, that would be amazing.
At home. Yeah, that would send a lot of people home happy tonight. That's for sure.
I want to see Baker. Throw for 250 and at least 2 touchdowns. I'd like to see Chubb run for over 100 yards, get a touchdown. No interceptions, no fumbles, and I'd like to see our defense get at least 1 turnover. 1 good turnover, and I want to convert special teams. I think if we can not beat ourselves in this game, I think we have a very good chance to win. I think this is a winnable game. I do not think the LA Rams are as good as they were last year. They're definitely not the Kansas City Chiefs. They're not the New England Patriots. They are the LA Rams. So We can beat them in Cleveland. I hope everybody who's there makes noise and shakes that stadium. Brandon from Best
he wants
Beast Buy.
to know whether he wants to know if Higgins is playing. We don't
I
know.
don't know that yet. I think Denzel Ward's going to be game time decision. Greedy Williams is going to be game time. I haven't heard that Richard is going to play tonight. And I think we probably would have heard that early on. He may stay out another game. And then one more game for Callaway. Callaway has one more game out. So he comes back week 5 against Seattle. Yeah, Seattle's week 5. Would be awesome. Cleveland go crazy. Joey Naranjo says, I'll be watching the game at the Browns Backer Bar in San Jose, California. Browns Backers, way to go. Awesome. Got to represent out there in California against a fellow California team.
Yeah,
so
he'll be in the minority out there.
tell all your Browns Backers boys that we said hello, Joey. And that's pretty dope, guys. All right, so just a quick recap. NFL scores going on. Early games. Ravens lost. Bengals got bangled again. And
they had a chance to win. And Dalton could not get them across the goal line. If they had scored on their last possession, and they had the ball inside the 50 with 2 minutes to go, he could have won the game. He threw a pass over the middle that got tipped and it got intercepted, but they had a chance to win.
Jeez. Well, Bengals are going to be Bengals, right? So we know that. And then what the live update on the Steelers game is still 49ers are winning 10-6. Thank God.
Right. And they 49ers have turned over the ball 4 times in the first half. So you turn the ball over 4 times, you're lucky even to be in this game, no less winning it 10-6. So the Steelers are hurting. They have 2 field goals. I don't have access to the stats in terms of what their quarterbacks.
I'm looking at Mason Rudolph stats right now. 8 for 19, 40 yards, and an interception.
Wow.
So I heard a news report today that Roethlisberger does not require Tommy John. But he is going to get surgery. It's going to be some sort of surgery, but it's not going to be a long rehab surgery. And he's expecting a full recovery, and he's going to be back next year. Now, that's what he says today. If Mason Rudolph can somehow turn out to be a decent quarterback, that could change the hearts and minds of Steelers fans, their front office, coaching staff, etc. And they might just say bye-bye to large Ben. But right now, at 8 for 19, 40 yards, with a full week of practice, that's not very good. I don't have any. I don't see any drops.
That's turned it over 4 times. You got 2 field goals. That's all you got. So.
Juju Smith-Schuster, 2 receptions, 5 yards.
No running game. Is Connor playing?
Connor's playing 9 carries for 29 yards, 3.2 average. 49ers, Garoppolo is playing bad too. 16 for 24, 189, and 2 interceptions. Garoppolo is honestly
and a fumble.
oh my God!
A fumble from a snap underneath center on the 6-yard line. So I mean, they should be way ahead of the Steelers at this point.
Yeah, Garoppolo is he's a frustrating guy. I think he's got the ability to be great, but man, he's a scary guy. So we shall see. Well, all right, guys. Hey,
I gotta go, Mike.
Yep, no problem. I'm gonna stick on for a little while. I'm gonna talk to you guys about some other
Brownie
stuff.
Fans, good luck tonight. I'll be with Mike on the post-game show. Whether we win or we lose, we're going to be talking about the Browns late tonight.
Yeah, so we'll
and let's hope we
be
have
here.
A win tonight.
Let's talk about what we got the giveaways. We got the Bernie Kosar. It's green, but the green screen's killing it. So the retro Bernie Kosar starting lineup is going tonight. That's going to be the giveaway tonight. So join us after the game for the win, the winning Brownie post game show live late tonight. We're giving away the Kosar, and Dad, I will see you then.
Okay, Mike, take care.
All right,
Bye.
see you guys. All right, guys. So yes, lots of exciting things going on today. Chat Any Chad, if there's any other big news, let me know. We got Browns fan 1977. My brother is at the game, 10 rows from the end zone. Season tickets. I'm jealous of your brother, Browns fan 77. Gave me cactus. I hope you guys will be Browns versus Bengals in Cincy. The girlfriend and I are traveling up to see the game from Kentucky. 3.5 hour drive. And wanting a picture with the fellow dogs. I would love to come up for that game, but for me, honestly, that would be a much longer drive coming from Central Florida. I'm still trying to figure out a way to get to a game this year, guys. My dad will be at the Baltimore game. My dad will be in the Baltimore game, like in foreign soil, so to speak. So at least we'll get one half of the Brownie Post game show will be at a game. Go 49ers, says Brownie Fan 77. I live in Dayton and going to Browns versus Bengals game in Cincinnati. That's awesome. Typical gamer 2002. Man, I hope we can get a win. Being optimistic, go Browns. Joey Narano says 49ers, I believe, have 4 turnovers. Jesus. Brownie Fans 1977. Barkley hurt? No? Got hurt? Okay. If you guys could tell me what the update on that Barkley is, that'd be great. Typical gamer 13-10 Steelers. They just got a touchdown. No, did they really? Shit. What was it? It was a passing touchdown. All right, 10 for 21. Still an ugly stat line so far. Cleveland, I love. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woof woof. 77 TD Steelers. Boo. Boo Steelers. Gave me cactus. Big news. Antonio Brown quit the league today. He's turned into such an embarrassment. That guy's an idiot. I saw some of his leaked text messages, and he's basically illiterate. He's an absolute moron, and I think he deserves everything that he's doing to himself. This is just pure idiocracy out of Antonio Brown. And God forbid, if any of what he's saying that they're saying is true, that's even worse. So good riddance. See you later, Antonio Brown. Peace. Jaguars actually turning into a decent game. The Tennessee Titans are terrible. I'm sick of that team. Really, thinking back to that first game, how disappointing it was. I am, but I also think guys, I've been thinking a lot about that first game. And Cleveland, that I love your videos. Thank you, man. I love your support. Thank you. Thinking a lot about the Titans game. And if I'm being honest with you, I think that it was a good thing that we lost that game. And here's why. If you're going to lose a big disappointing game, a big humbling loss, it's just like in college football where they stack a really hefty game early in the season. Miami, Florida State used to do this back in the day. Get that game out, because if you lose it, you can still win the national championship. Obviously, it's a little bit different in the NFL, but it still is that momentum. So if you're going to lose a game, right, you want to lose the first one. Get it over with. It sucks for all the fans who were there, and I really, really honestly feel bad. I had a lot of friends that were at that game, and I feel honestly really bad because it's expensive to go to these games. A lot of people travel. There's a lot of tailgating. It's a big thing. And when you walk out of the stadium, and I remember as a kid walking out of Municipal Stadium, driving 6.5 hours from Central PA, and what it feels like to lose and then have to drive home. But I also remember what it was like to win and drive home, and there's nothing better than driving 6.5 hours with Browns fans after you won a home game. So that's where we are. Gamey Cactus's ego is out of control. Just assuming you're talking about AB. Ford Mustang, Browns are screwed. Okay. I don't share that pessimism. I am an optimist in this game. Typical gamer. Baker might get injured tonight. O-line has to step up. Baker has got to get the ball out fast. Hopefully he doesn't get injured. Okay, I don't think he's going to get injured. Injuries happen, but you can't predict them, right? Here's how I feel about this is what I think we're going to do from an adjustment standpoint. I think that the Browns are going to learn from what worked in games 1 and 2. And if you look back, what worked when Baker did a 3-step drop and got rid of the ball quickly and decisively and snapped it to the guy. When he sat back to the 5 and 7-step drops, He was getting flushed out of the pocket. Plus, he's not the tallest guy in the world. He's not 6'5". He's not one of those quarterbacks. So he is there's gonna be some vision issues. So if you can get 1, 2, 3 and throw those outs, throw the hot slants, we got the athletic receivers. I think they're going to make those adjustments and go, guys, why are we making him sit back there to a weak offensive line, making him susceptible to getting hit? We've got Aaron freaking Donald on the other side of the ball. Let's not play with fire here. Just go 1, 2, 3 step drop and throw. And then throw little, and then when the pressure starts coming, throw little screen passes to Nick Chubb. We got Ernest is back, but Hilliard, I think, is back today. So start running some of that stuff. And yeah, let's make it happen. I mean, I think that if we can get rid of the ball quickly, establish that running game, and don't allow Baker to get hurt, he won't. All right, hopefully he doesn't get injured. Even if we lose, as long as Aaron Donald doesn't hurt Baker, we're good. The Titans, who we thought we are, I agree with that. Ford Mustang says, I want to see you guys win. Thanks, man. I think time change will be a factor in the game. Rams are on Pacific time. Yeah, it could. It very well could be a factor. I know I would honestly love to see the statistics. I'd love somebody actually do this work. I'm not going to do the work, but you think about how when teams travel to the West Coast, and then when West Coast teams travel to the Midwest and even the East Coast, like what that does to like how that affects you. Those are long flights. Even if it's a private plane and stuff like that, those are like long 5-hour flights. You got to sit there. Those are tough things to do. Brownie Fan 77 says they had to come to East twice. Yeah, so I mean they're doing a lot of traveling. I think that is a big fact. That this is not something that can be completely discounted. Is the fact that these teams are traveling, right? We're gonna have to do it when we go to San Francisco as well, and when we go to Arizona. So those are going to be long trips for us. I think we should beat San Francisco and we should beat Arizona. But because you throw in the variable of travel, other things can happen. Sorry, Browns fans, I had to draft Juju. Well, I don't think you're having such a good hot game with Juju right now, at least the last time I looked, unless he caught that touchdown. Did he? He did. Okay. 3 receptions, 81 yards, and a touchdown. All right, so I eat my words. I don't think Juju's a bad player. I don't think Juju's elite. I think Juju he's not Hines Ward. He's not Antonio Brown. He's just a nice receiver. He's not A.J. Green. He's just a nice receiver. And that's fine, but a nice receiver without an elite quarterback is typically problems. I don't think Mason Rudolph is going to be an elite quarterback. Mark my words, guys. You can clip this. I don't think he's going to be. 17.1 points. Is that in your fantasy for Juju? Okay. That's not bad. Let me check my fantasy teams real quick. I'll give you guys a fantasy update if you'd like. I play Yahoo Fantasy Football, and then I also play on Flea Flicker. Right now, I'm losing, and I'm projected to lose unless Goff has a giant game. I am projected to lose. Or Vernon Davis could also come through. So, but not doing super well. Probably should have started Marlon Mack. That was a bad move on my part. But he was supposed to be injured. And then Marquise Brown did dick. 5.9 points. That was terrible. That was a bad move. But that still wouldn't have won me the game. So if Jared Goff goes off tonight, it'll be bittersweet because at least I'll get that. I'll get the fantasy win. Let's check Flea Flicker. This is my other one. This is my keeper league. Scoring in this one, I've got scores live. Let's take a look. Currently, I've got 162 points going up against 189. I've got 2 yet to play. He has none left to play. He's got 6 that are going right now. So depending upon who I got, who do I have left? I've got Cooper Kupp against the Browns, Khalil Mack. So 2 guys. I only have to make up, 20 points, 68, 78. Yeah, 20 points between those 2 guys. I have 2 in right now. Who's playing right now? You got... Keanu Neal is out. That's not good. Anyway. So, yeah, TD San Francisco, 17-13. Let's go. Yes, let's go San Fran. Hate rooting for that team, but who got it? Jeffrey freaking Wilson. This guy, Jeffrey Wilson Jr. Can you believe that? Nobody's ever heard of this guy. He's scoring touchdowns left and right now. Unbelievable. All right, guys. So yes, let me know, guys. Are you going to be here for the post-game show tonight? We're giving away the Kosar starting lineup. This is I want to say the retail value on this. I think we paid like $45 on eBay for this thing. This is the legit Kosar. And it says it was purchased by Hills for $4.38 back in the day. What year is this from? Does it tell me? 1988. Kenner Parker Toys, Inc. The other Browns you could have got that year were Bob Golick, Kevin Mack, Ozzie Newsome, and Brian Brennan. I don't think I had any of those guys. I might have had Ozzie Newsome. I definitely had this. I had every Kosar that came out. So it's going to be sad to let this one go, but it will go to a Browns fan. So here we go. All right, guys. Yes, go Browns. Let's do this tonight. Sunday Night Football. Let's make it rock, guys. Tweet. If you're not following me on Twitter, tweet at me. I will follow you back. Let's get going. Let's show the entire world what the world's team is all about. The Cleveland Browns. We're going to destroy the Rams tonight. We're going to shut everyone up. The hype is going to get all the people who got off the hype train. See ya. I don't miss you at all. You're out of here. All the real Browns fans who've stuck with us, this one's for you. We're coming back tonight. We're winning. We're going to go 2-1. We're going to be tied for first place in the division going into the Baltimore game. We're going to beat Baltimore. We're going to be 3-1 and take sole possession of first in the AFC North next week. Mark my words, that's what will happen. And I don't just, when I break out the finger, you know it's true. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching. I want to say I appreciate you guys. Thank you all, especially all the guys who typically come back. Browns fan, Joey. I think Typical Gamer, you're a new guy, but Gamey's been here before. Some of these guys have been here before. So, guys, we're going to go live before every game. Check out Homage as well. Use promo code Brownie if you want to save 15%. Tell them I sent you. Tweet at them. Tell them that Brownie Post Game is the best pre- and post-game YouTube show on the internet. Yes, so big thanks to Homage. Those guys are awesome. Saquon is out. That is crazy. All right, guys, tweet at me. I will be watching the game with you. And as always, go Browns. Peace.